What's good? How y'all doing this evening?
What's going on?
All right, welcome back to the Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. Just two hometown guys talking hometown sports. It's your boy the Don, and I'm back with my partner in crime, Rick Flex. What's good, man?
What's good, man? Hey, blessed to see another day. Ready to talk some college football, my man.
Man, yeah, I am, man. After the day I had, I'm ready to talk about some sports. But
hey,
we got two guests on. We got our hometown supporter, big Bulldog fan, the Travis LT. What's good, man?
How y'all good people doing? Ready to talk about these Bulldogs, man. Hope for a great season.
All right, and then we got Hogs 247, Curtis Wilkerson. How you doing? Let everybody know who you are and where you from, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. Curtis Wilkerson, cover the beat for the Razorbacks through 24/7 Sports. So excited about some SEC football. It's been a long time coming.
No doubt.
Everybody ready? Yeah, everybody ready for the. Well, we seen the Sun Belt play, but in the ACC. But everybody, they know who rules the college football world. SEC. I hate to say it, but it's the SEC.
I'm glad that you said that as a Big Ten fan. You know who runs the college football world.
All right, look, man. I got I'm a realist, so I got to keep it real. But hey, y'all, if y'all new to the channel, y'all already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button. Share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. As always, come holla at your hometown sports podcast. Also follow us on our social media platforms. Follow us on Twitter at FILA_SP. On Facebook, FILA Sports Podcast. And also you can check the audio out. We on Apple Podcasts, we on Spotify, Google Play, and Anchor. So let's go ahead and get into the news for the week. What's going on with UGA Tech and Southern and State, Rick Flex?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, so we'll kind of just narrow it down, and I'll let my guy over here let me know if I'm in the right or if I'm in the wrong. But it sounds like DeJuan is possibly going to get the start this weekend, maybe.
They said they still keeping it a secret, but
I don't know.
It's going to be DeJuan, man.
I think they all get on the field. He's going to start. That's my opinion. But yeah, they did reveal some new uniforms, as a lot of people saw. I ain't going to lie. Them blacks are pretty sweet. Did we lose them?
I don't think
no,
I'm
still.
They revealed some new uniforms. They did a throwback to the 1980 national championship team, so I'm guessing they're hoping for some good juju for this year. Another thing is they're going to obviously be traveling to Arkansas. That's why we got our man on today. And, Georgia's got a little fuel to the fire because – even though their ranking obviously is 3 and 4 in the different polls, they weren't even chosen to finish first by the media in their in the East. So, they actually predicted Florida number 1 by the media. So that's some fuel for the fire. So we'll kind of see what Kirby does. I'm sure he'll have that postered up and showing the guys, to have them focused and ready on that note. With Tech. They're going to look to jump back from a tough loss against, UCF. They probably wanted to play better. But on the good front, Gibbs was definitely a baller. He got named ACC Rookie of the Week. He had 219 all-purpose yards, so that's pretty awesome for him. He had, I think, 75-yard kick return. Go along with, I think he was averaging 4.4 yards a carry, along with, I think, 60 receiving yards. So, shout out to Jameer. Great week. Southern, obviously another game got canceled the prior week, and they're going to be going down to play, what is that? ULL? They playing Louisiana, right?
Yeah, Southern playing ULL, so they going to
yes, that's
Lafayette.
an interesting game, man. Coach Chad over at Southern he came out and stated that last week was a disadvantage not being able to get the game under the belt, and I kind of agree with him. You lose.
Been the big game for them because that was supposed to be televised on ESPN.
Right. Not only do you lose that, you lose another week of playing. You can't recreate playing real speed time. You can practice all you want, but that's a week lost. You know what I mean? So going up against a tough, gritty ULL team that we watched play Georgia State. The Don, you were there, correct?
Yep, I was there, man.
That was
man.
It came down
Last weekend was just a crazy weekend in Atlanta sports.
Yeah.
They was up, man. We was up by what?
It was up late, right? They went overtime.
Yep. Halftime came around. They didn't make any adjustments.
Yep.
They got too conservative. They was playing to lose, and lo and behold, they lost the game in overtime.
Yeah, that kind of sums up the Georgia State, that we're getting to. Tough loss. I mean, in one sense, in my opinion, I'm not sure State ever belonged in that game, just as the way their defense played. But they hung in there though. They found a way to get to the fourth quarter late, gave themselves a chance to win, but their defense was spent, was just tired. Just nothing else they could do to kind of contain them. And they'll be going against Charlotte this week. And Charlotte's linemen, they were affected by COVID. Their coach came out and kind of made a statement that he wants to see how prepared and focused they're going to be, especially fatigue-wise on the field, and if there's going to be any kind of implications long-lasting on their end. So I expect a high-scoring game between those two teams because defensively, there's not at the near top, not even near in the middle of their respective conferences. So I expect a shootout from State and Charlotte. So we'll get our predictions later. But that's kind of the news around the state of Georgia for football, my man.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty. So UGA Bulldogs, they go to Arkansas this week, and they 4:00 game. The game will be on CBS. Y'all know where the SEC network is. All right, so big news in Hogs Nation. That's what y'all call it up there?
That works.
Hey, what y'all call it? Is it a Hog Nation, a Razorback Nation?
Either or, man. It's all about the Woo Pig Suey down here.
Okay. Yeah, I never had any smoke with Arkansas until there was a former Falcon coach who dipped to go to Arkansas because he thought the grass was greener up there. Other than that, it's just funny that he just coached the game that Sunday, and then that Monday or Tuesday he was saying Suey. I'm like, what the world?
Yeah.
It's a tradition unlike any other, man.
All right. But big news up there in Hogs Nation that Felipe Franks, he left Florida to go to Arkansas and then he's a starting quarterback. So what's your take on that, Curtis?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. A lot of people look at that move, and Felipe Franks, it's been a kind of an up and down ride for him. I mean, big time recruit, stays in the state of Florida. It's been wild. He kind of got thrown into the fire as a redshirt freshman, had a little bit of a rough go of it, kind of reestablished himself the next year. He went from getting booed off the field by his home crowd one game to shushing him because he was playing so good the next. It's been crazy, and then he kind of cemented himself, and next thing he knows, he has the terrible injury last year against Kentucky, where he dislocated the ankle, and then Kyle Trask comes out of nowhere and kind of takes his job right out from under him, and then he's looking at a transfer. So, people look at him and see a lot of potential, some inconsistencies, but for Arkansas, I mean, this is huge. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but over the course of the last 2 seasons, the Razorbacks have had 8 different starting quarterbacks, and that's just insane. So they've really struggled with finding stability at that position. You bring a guy over like Franks who has SEC experience, big game experience, and you automatically think, if you're an Arkansas fan, hey, they're going to be improved at that position. So they're excited about him. He was actually named a team captain last week.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
I get Florida's trash, Arkansas's treasure,
There we go.
y'all haven't had a good quarterback in years. I remember the last in my opinion, the last good quarterback y'all had that was decent was Matt Jones back in like 2004, 2005.
Yeah, Matt Jones was a good one. A couple years there in 2010, 2011 with Ryan Mallett, who transferred over from Michigan.
We don't bring
You
that
know,
up. See, I was trying to dodge that. See,
but yeah, it's been a while, and especially the last couple of years, man. It's just been a revolving door. The last 5 games of the season last year, they had a different starting quarterback every game. So it's been a mess. Hopefully, Felipe can bring some stability there, no doubt.
all right, what's your thoughts on this, Travis?
Well, first of all, I mean, you went way back to Matt Jones, and I was thinking about. I know he ain't talking about the guy that was the wide receiver for the Jacksonville
Jaguars. I know. But he was good at Arkansas though.
He had wheels.
Well, he was decent now, but I mean, that's why he became a receiver. I mean, for overall, like, of course, I don't know much about Arkansas, but I do remember. I mean, I just remember their heydays of having Dan McFadden and them boys.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they back, I mean, I felt like they was worthy back then. I mean, of course, they got lost in the sauce over the years, but I mean, at this point, playing Georgia this week, if I'm the Bulldogs, I wouldn't look past them, because I mean, any team is willing to come out and make a statement. And why? I mean, look at it. Georgia's one of the top teams, one of the known teams that's probably in position for a national championship. And what better way to start off the season with a bang by knocking off a powerhouse and we in the first game of the season? I mean, that would, if I was Georgia, just don't take this game lightly.
Exactly.
In my home.
All right. What about you, Rick Flex?
I mean, if I'm Georgia, I'm not worried about Franks. I'm worried about the dude he's handing the ball off to. So that's me. I'm a big fan of Boyd, man. I ain't gonna lie. I love that dude. And he decided to come back. I mean, that says a lot about obviously his relationship with Pittman. I mean, that dude could have went ahead to Sunday, and made his money, but he decided to come back. That's big time, So, yeah, I think they'll be much improved. I mean, no offense, but they don't take much. But I think they'll be much improved. And I do look forward to a early competitive game. But yeah, like you said, it's nice to have a quarterback that Arkansas hadn't had in a while with experience, especially SEC experience, and in those big games, like you said. So I don't think Felipe will get caught up in the moment at all. And he's going to have a lot of redemption on his mind because he knows what the Bulldogs did to him in a Florida jersey. So I know he wants to change that narrative, and we'll pick Suey Nation. So.
We got some people in the chat. We got Devontae and Mad Mike. Yeah. Come on, Devontae. He talking about some Go Tech. You know you ain't no Tech fan. And then Mad Mike said Go Dogs. And then Devontae, he said that he basically lowered Voldemort to the Falcon fans. He talking about he's talking about Petrino. Two things that Arkansas gave us. Two things I ain't even mad about Petrino. I don't even think he would have panned out. But the one thing I'm more upset about Arkansas giving us was that doggone awful Jamal Anderson. Man, that man was trash.
Hold on. But why you did that? I did good without remembering that, man. And you just thought
you can't forget that, man.
Man. What's wrong with you? Why you brought that man name up? I did good. The only Jamal Anderson I remember was the Dirty Bird in 98. Man, you
all right, I'll get with you now. All right, there we go.
He just ruined my night. I'm done.
All right, let's get back on topic. All right. So with that being said, we talked about Franks and Lloyd. So how would the Razorback offense hold up against UGA defense? Because look, UGA defense was ranked 1 in the country last year, and we going in ranked number 1. So what's your take on this, Curtis?
Well, it's going to be tough sledding for Arkansas. The media also released their preseason All SEC teams, and 7 guys off of that Georgia defense were represented. That's just ridiculous. I think they have probably the best front 7 in the country. I mean, you look at Arkansas. There's some reasons to be optimistic about some improvement this season offensively. Obviously, we talked about Franks. Last year, Rakeem Boyd. He rushed for over 1,100 yards against behind what was the lightest offensive line in the SEC. You think about some of those fronts in the SEC, and Arkansas averaged about 290 pounds a man up front. That's not great, but that's why they went out and poached Sam Pittman from Georgia, and we know what he's able to do in the trenches, and they put a heavy emphasis on that this year. And looking across their depth chart now, that starting O-line averages about 310, 311. So they have put on some good size there, but man, just to have to go against a defense like Georgia's in the first game, I don't know that it's going to be a really good barometer to see what they're capable of throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
I would add to that because by you saying Georgia was the number one defense last year and coming in this year, a lot of people don't realize that Georgia defense really was like they played lights out, and most of these starters was like freshmen and sophomores. Like that's the beauty part about it.
And if I saw correctly, Georgia didn't give up a rushing touchdown to a running back the entire season. Gave up 12 points a game. That's tough. They're going to be good.
What's your guys? I know you got a pretty high sought out wide receiver out there, right?
Yeah, there are some weapons.
Yeah, I find it. Yeah, I think that secondary, if you have a chance, you might be able to make some big plays over the top, possibly. I know you guys do got a couple, like I said, wideouts. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but they've been talking highly about them. So
yeah, Traylon Burks is probably the main guy there to keep an eye on. Big body, man. 6'3", nearly 230 pounds, and he can move. Trey Knox is another one. So
yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this: you said 6'3", about 230. Like how fast this guy is?
He's a lot faster than he looks. I'll put it this way: he returns kicks and punts too at that size. So he's got some speed. He's shifty. Nice player. I'd say as far as skill positions goes, outside of Rakeem Boyd, he's definitely the most dynamic that Arkansas has.
He reminds me like a I ain't gonna say a poor man version of DK Metcalf, but he's like that.
That's a good comp. Yeah.
That's kind of how I was measuring him up. That's why I asked about the speed, because I was like 6'3", 230. Boy, that's a sizable guy to be wide receiver.
Yeah,
he's a big guy. Yeah.
And if he got the speed to go along with it, then he will possibly be a matchup nightmare. I mean, I look at it like this. Don't get me wrong. Playing Felipe Franks, I know what Georgia have done against him while he wore that Florida jersey. But at the end of the day, like you said, this could be a redemption ride for him. Your last and final shot at Georgia, what can you come up with? So, like I said, that's why I've been saying, like, Georgia cannot take this game lightly. You can't be like, oh, it's Arkansas. We'll be all right just by coasting through this game. No, that man might have blood on his mind. I mean,
and then on top of that, yeah, he got weapon, like he has weapons now. Like Florida didn't have receivers like that. Like Arkansas, they do got some good receivers. They just didn't have a quarterback to throw the ball to them.
I think that Georgia's going to – unlike a lot of years, I think Georgia's going to play with an extra chip on their shoulder this year, just the way the season finished last year. And I think a lot of people are kind of looking down on, Georgia and where they're ranked and all these question marks at, quarterback. I think there's an extra chip on their shoulder that it should be interesting to watch as the season goes on.
Hey, Devontae just said y'all ain't messing with J8 98 the GOAT. He talking about Jamal Anderson, not Jamal Anderson, Dirty Bird.
No.
He talking about the
Man, that dude got a headache now talking about it.
Yeah, come on, Devontae, stop playing around, man. Probably on Madden he was good, but yeah.
He won't even get on that. I got my John Abraham and Jonathan Babin, and Carl Beeman was a better guy than him on Madden. Come on, man. I don't want to do.
All right, so we know Sam Pittman. He's the head coach at Arkansas now. He was a former offensive lineman coach for UGA for some years. There's no love lost. I don't think there's no love lost for Georgia. Because end of the day, we still gonna be RBU no matter what. So I don't think we're gonna miss a beat. Man,
who is we?
Don't talk that to Travis. We still gonna be RBU no matter what. No matter who's the head coach or who's the offensive line coach is. So what's your take on this, Curtis, on Pittman being y'all new head coach? Do you think he's going to revive the Razorbacks program? Because, like I said, man, the past few years, y'all just been I ain't even gonna want to say it, but y'all been the Vanderbilt. Y'all been the Vanderbilt of the SEC. Vanderbilt ain't been Vanderbilt of the SEC.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. You know that Arkansas hasn't won a conference game since 2017, so it is hard to believe. But it's the facts. So
am I going to catch it?
Hopefully, Sam Pittman is the guy that can revive the program. And I tell you what, if there's one thing I can say about him, the players love him. You know, the amount of buy-in that he's been getting in the community and from the team so far has been impressive, and it's something they need. I mean, when you haven't won a conference game in 2 seasons, you probably doubt yourself, and so for him to be able to come in and, he's really been preaching things like toughness, mental and physical toughness, having a blue collar approach and work ethic, and the guys love him. You can just tell the excitement when we get players on the press conferences and things like that. They're ready to run through a wall for the guys. So that's the first step, having that buy-in and things like that. I think he did a nice job of putting his staff together. I mean, when you can go out and get an offensive coordinator like Kendall Briles, get a defensive coordinator like Barry Odom, who has 4 years as an SEC head coach, that really takes some pressure off of you when it's your first year as a head coach. So I think he's done a nice job with that. And then, Saturday will be that first real test to see if he's got the chops to run an SEC program. So, how's he going to handle clock management? How's he going to handle adversity and some of those big key situations where he has to make decisions? I think it's kind of the final thing to see for him. But, in terms of getting the guys to believe and the things he's doing recruiting wise, he's definitely got Arkansas trending in the right direction.
About you, Travis?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I will be the first to tell you, for losing Coach Pittman, man, I was kind of hurt because I'm a fan of keeping. You can't. It's hard to replace a good O-line coach. Those guys are just.
He's a good recruiter too.
They're hard to find.
They're hard to find. Those people, when you have an offensive line, a defensive line coach, those guys are hard to find, and to have one in place that can actually coach your line up, it makes your line special. And when I heard that he took the job of Arkansas, I was kind of hurt, but I understand. You want to improve yourself and you want to do better in life. So I was proud that he took the job. It just like I just hope we can keep that same intensity on our old line, even though Pittman is up there in Arkansas. And now that he is in Arkansas in the first game of the season against your former employer. That's like, I feel like he gonna have those boys coached up and be ready to go against Georgia's defense. He knows what Georgia's defense is about, so he gonna have his O-line coached up and well prepared for this game. Is if Kirby Smart and his staff gonna be ready for what Coach Pittman gonna bring to the table.
All right, Rick.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like Sam. He's a class guy. I read somewhere where he said, hey, he'd be excited to play against DeJuan. Just we all know what he's been through in the surgery. We didn't think he'd ever play again. And he said he'd be excited to see the young man back on the field. So what I like about Sam is he's genuine. He does care about his players. He truly does. And that's, I think, more of a rarity these days. You find coaches that really, get those players to buy in more than, this is just more about football. This is about a brotherhood, about life lessons. And I think that's the thing he's going to teach these guys. But no doubt about it, he's going out there to win. I mean, win or lose, he ain't going to go out there and just say, lay down, boys, let's give up. And I think it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be a fun, intense game to watch, especially on Sam's part. We know how kind of entertaining he is. He gets really enthusiastic. I'll just leave it like that. But I do think that over the coming years that he's going to snag a few players here and there that UGA might have had a better shot at getting just because guys love to play for him. I mean, like I said, Boyd coming back, Pittman had to have a little bit to do with that, because, I mean, you don't want to put those extra miles on them legs. We already know how short a career is in the NFL as a running back. and he's going to put another season on them legs, so he bought into something. So it'll be good. I'm glad to see a great coach. Kirby said that, he's proud of Sam, going and getting a job because he helped build the foundation of what Georgia has now. And I can rock with that. And so there won't be no love lost, promise you, once they get between those lines. After the game, they'll probably call each other, have a beer, do whatever they want. Between them lines, they're going to be hitting heads. So it'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah. All right. So on us, Mathis. You think Mathis was struggling his first start for the Bulldogs, starting with you, Travis?
It's hard to tell.
If he's named the starter, but let's be real, he's going to be the starter.
He's going to get the game regardless.
He's going to start. I would say he may not struggle, but like you said, with this being your first start, and then on top of that, you really ain't had, like I said, we didn't have those dress rehearsal games against like teams like, Nichols or any place like that. So you don't have the dress rehearsal, so that kind of messes things up. But I feel like he will have a solid day. Probably anywhere from 55 to 60% completion percentage. But I do feel like we all, Georgia is RBU, so they're gonna try to keep his passing attempts down and just keep handing the ball to Zeus and company. So I think he'll have a solid day.
All right. Do y'all think y'all have an answer for Mathis, Curtis?
Well, it's hard to say. I honestly think if I'm looking at it from an Arkansas perspective, I'd rather see JT Daniels because he's kind of stuck in the pocket there. When Arkansas tends to struggle as a defense is when they face these quarterbacks that are athletic and can make plays with their legs. And that looks like something that Mathis is going to be able to do. So I know that's a concern for the Arkansas defense going into the game. I kind of agree. I think that Georgia might have a somewhat conservative game plan for him because you think about it. When's the last time he's seen live action, with everything that he's had going on? And then even in the scrimmages that they've had in the season, I'm sure that it was non-contact for the quarterbacks. So there's going to be an adjustment period for him, first start and things like that. Probably going to make a mistake or two, but I'm sure he's going to show flashes of the big play capability that he has. So, I think overall, Georgia's a talented enough team around him, whether it's up front on the offensive line or, with guys like Pickens or Zamir or anybody else that, they'll be able to kind of play it safe with him and let him, get his feet wet. And I think he'll probably do just fine.
What about you, Rick?
Oh, is he going to struggle? Of course he's going to struggle, man. It's his first start. Is it going to be crazy struggling? No, because like they said, they're not going to make him do too much. They're going to be a lot of checkdowns. You got Pickens, you got White. Come on, man. There's too many weapons. They're not going to put this game on him. They had Jake Fromm, the noodle arm, carrying him all the way to the title. Come on. So,
somebody. I
don't care. It's just the facts.
I know, right? But somebody by the name of Eric Taylor is probably listening to you right now. He's the biggest Jake Fromm fan.
Well, good. You know what? Tell if he can get a string of noodles signed, I'll go ahead and take a picture with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to see Georgia have somebody that can run the football and be mobile. So, for the first time, they're going to change to an air raid offense attack. I think it's going to be something that's been long overdue. All right, so this is something Georgia hasn't had. All right,
I agree with you on that because folks was wilding last year about this.
Think about the arm talent between. Think about all the guys, the Staffords, the Murrays. Think about the arms he's had.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I agree with you, but you got folks out there last year sitting up here saying he's the best Georgia quarterback ever.
Because it goes,
he's better than
17 for 20 with passes under 8 yards. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying that folks said up there and said that this man was better than Max. They said that Fromm was better than Matthew Stafford. This man was better than David Green. Like even Curtis ended up here like shaking his head. Like this man even said that he was better than Matt Ryan because he apparently he put up more stats than Matt Ryan in college. I'm like, come on, man, you tripping.
Look, stats can be way all right. I'm not a big stat person, okay? All right, so yeah, Jake Fromm I'll give it to him. He was a leader, but the dude, he couldn't throw the deep ball. All right, he just couldn't. So that is what it is.
Round in the draft.
It is what it is.
I give Fromm credit in a sense where at times he could be accurate, but it definitely had to be in the flow of the game for him to be as accurate as he is. But no, for you to come out and say he was better than Stafford, like, no, Jesus, no. Ooh, Lord, no.
Better than Murray.
Yeah, not even better than Murray. Like, Murray arm was kind of big time, well, more big time than Jake Fromm's on. Like,
think about, we always say in RBU, think about who, Fromm had. Going all the way back, but think about who Fromm had, man. He kind of got, he was given the keys to a Rolls Royce, you know what I'm saying? Like, here, drive it. All you got to do is drive it. Don't hit no speed bumps, just drive it. Just put it on cruise control.
Yeah, your running backs and your defense was carrying you. It's just it's very similar to on a pro level with Tom Brady. Like you had a good defense, and
Well, the thing is, if you are able to run the ball effectively, like Georgia always does, he can hit those passes every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Hit the weight room, son. Hit that weight room. That's all you got to do. But I think Dewan Mathis, man, I've seen the dude's arm, but I'm excited to see kind of I don't know what their offense is truly going to look like for the first time in a few years. So that's what I'm ready to see.
Yeah, we all are. Devontae said Jake Fromm, the noodle arm, needs to be on a shirt. And then he also said, he said, I swear if I hear someone else say Georgia quarterback X is better than Matt Ryan, I'll find someone with no mask on.
I don't know what person said that Fromm was a better QB than Matt Ryan. Because
I can tell you, man, it was Eric. Eric said that, man.
You know what?
So we need to get Eric on the show and find out and have him just tell me why Fromm's today. And don't read off some stats because I'll read off Joe Burrow's stats and I don't really care for him. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It ain't about stats. Yeah, we need to have Eric on here. Get him in the chat. Go. Somebody text Eric, tell him to get in the chat.
Hey, man, if you get Eric on here, man, Matt might get down everybody want to roast this man.
Right behind him, boy. I already can see it, right?
I didn't even know why he's in love with Jay Fromm, man. Dang.
Ooh, I got a story behind that, but we can't say that. I would just keep that off air.
Man.
No. Let's go to say it. Curtis, you got some time, don't you?
I have some time.
Go on to say it, man.
You really want to tell that story?
Go ahead. Oh, you talking about the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
the picture. So you telling me Eric takes a look at that picture nightly?
No. This is what happened. All right. So apparently Jake Fromm, his girlfriend and whatever, right?
Yeah, Snapchat.
And so somebody put it in the chat about his. They said like, how he get a girl like that or whatever. And so some guys they'll probably sit up there and say, oh, dang, they'll be looking at the girl and saying, oh well, she look such and such. This man pretty much hyped up Jake, talking about he's the type of man that you want to bring home to your mom and dad. He's a classy man and he's very respectful.
He's a good old Southern boy.
I'm like, why are you all over this man like that?
You go fishing with him too? Damn.
It was versus that day. I was like, when he said that, I was like, well, dang, bro, like, what, we bad to be brought home to meet the parents? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, I was very confused. Like, I never known that you could kind of, like, jock on a man that hard.
It made me feel bad about myself. I'm like, man, I got a master's degree, got a good job, a good career and everything, and like no felonies and none of that stuff. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not that good then.
Oh man, you ain't getting that noodle, man. Golly.
Oh man,
chill out, man. What this going on?
Man, we done brought more people to the show. Maggie, she in here. Devontae, he said, I have a friend just like Eric. He said, dude has been one of the Falcons to draft UGA QBs forever. Talking about shoot from Aaron Murray to Fromm. Like, yeah.
Look, they got Shockley. They got what they wanted. Look how that happened.
Just about to say that. I'm looking like, well, we drafted Shockley, so like that was a problem.
And we got Todd Gurley. Like, hey, I don't know.
You boy, don't do that.
Cut back on to some Arkansas topics, man. This will go all night.
All right, let's go to the. Well, we pretty much done. We just getting into the predictions now. Hey, everybody watching the show, go ahead and throw your predictions in the show. So let's go ahead and go to the predictions. I'm gonna start with you, Rick, and then I'm gonna get Curtis a shot.
All right, I keep it short and sweet. Yeah, it's not gonna be a game, but I do think Arkansas covers. All right, 41-21, late touchdown by Boyd. I think the spread's 26 and a half, roughly, right?
26 last I saw, yeah.
Garbage touchdown by Boyd late for the cover. 41-21.
All right. Curtis, what's your score? What you think the prediction gonna be?
Yeah, I mean I could see Arkansas coming out, pretty excited, amped up for Pittman. Maybe Mathis takes a little bit of time to settle in, but I do think, in the second half, Georgia's depth and talent is just going to be a little bit too much. I think they'll pull away pretty comfortably. I'll go 38-17 Georgia.
Okay.
Wow, because like he legit took my score. That was my thought process. I really was saying 38-17 Georgia. Like that was
great minds.
I was like, like you said, Arkansas gonna come out like the first few drives. They're gonna have a lot of energy, a lot of spunk. But like you said, the talent level of Georgia is gonna be just too much. And then by the second half, just like the rushing attack alone just gonna start exposing Arkansas's defense, and then
that depth will be exposed by the third quarter. So
yeah. And once you don't got tired of hitting those bodies for several quarters straight, then and like you said, like Georgia is RBU, so they're gonna keep fresh legs in. And by the time the middle of the third quarter hit, that defense gonna be too tired. They're gonna be like, look, they gonna call no mas.
See, I got a different score in mind. I don't think Arkansas is gonna win. Georgia's gonna win, and I say the score is gonna be 35-21.
Dang! All right.
35-21.
Hey, put this in the chat. Would Jake Fromm lead any other team to a national title? No.
Man, disrespect. That's disrespectful.
Man, we keep talking about Jake Fromm, man. It's funny when he got drafted, this man tweeted out saying that this is the weapons that Jake Fromm has. He started naming the receivers on
he lucky he got a
on the
contract.
Bills. I'm like, bro, he's not even gonna see the field.
No, wait a minute. Remember, did he say that Jake Fromm will possibly go take Josh Allen's job?
Oh, no.
Wow, I remember that now.
Jake ran his little mouth about I thought he's gonna get kicked off the team, to be honest with you. So I mean, he's lucky to even be on the team right now, man. I ain't gonna get too in depth with it. I'm sure y'all heard about it, but the dude's lucky he's still on the roster, man.
You're absolutely right about that, because I had him getting cut.
That when that was leaked, I thought that was the end of him. But
me too.
Yeah. All right, well, that's y'all predictions. Ain't nobody gonna put their predictions in the chat. Well, what's wrong with y'all? I guess.
Pretty much they were like, they don't care about the score. They know Georgia gonna win.
They know Georgia gonna win. They gonna say, yeah.
That's it. Like, we don't know about the score. We don't care about the score. Georgia gonna win, and the most people probably just like they gonna win by 3 scores. So,
if Arkansas pulls it off, you guys got to have me back next week now.
Hey,
come on. Hey, look. If y'all hold on. We'll do this. Look. If y'all somehow pull off a W.
Man, if UGA loses to Arkansas, I'll get a UGA tattoo, and Don knows what that means.
I already know what that means. Hey, if y'all do that, all right, we'll bring you on the show.
Okay, more than that. And I'll make you a cake and everything.
and stuff. Hold on.
Listen, I would say this as a fan. UGA would do their job per se, because no, and this is not me trying to be disrespectful to Arkansas, but as a UGA fan, Georgia always seems to take the most inopportune losses to one of these three teams.
Yep.
If they don't lose to South Carolina, they'll lose the But and as a UGA fan, I always point that out. I like when they beat all three, I'd be shocked. I'm like, wow, they beat all three of the teams. Like, oh snap! Because usually one of those teams gonna steal on UGA.
The thing is, like, they'll go out there and they'll smack Florida and then lose to South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, that pisses me off.
Look, man, that's Georgia sports for you, man. That's just Georgia sports for you.
It's a curse.
Yeah. All right, one more thing, man. This is a bonus question I got for Curtis. All right, y'all got two stadiums. How in the world that happened? So, which stadium is better as far as the atmosphere, like the college atmosphere?
Stadiums.
Yeah, they got War Memorial Stadium and they got Razorback Stadium. One of them is in Little Rock and the other one is in Fayetteville. So, which stadium is better in your opinion?
Well, and so here's the backstory behind that. It used to be really difficult to get from Little Rock, which is the state capital, to Fayetteville, which is where the university is. So Arkansas would always play a couple of their games at War Memorial Stadium, which is the stadium in Little Rock, because it's the biggest, or it was the biggest city in the state. That's where a lot of the fan base was. Now they just play one game a year down there. Now, here's what I'll say about War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock is the tailgating is better, in my opinion, than it is in Fayetteville. It's just a better setup. The atmosphere is really cool. The place is a dump. It's a dump, though. It's old. It needs to be renovated, and that's part of the reason why they only play one game a year there now. Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, it's really nice. I mean, they've done a lot of renovations there. When the team is good and they pack 75,000 in, it's loud. I think it's probably in the top half of environments in the SEC. Now, of course, the last couple of years, it's been a little bit of a struggle. The crowd is down. So hopefully, Sam Pittman can energize things a little bit and get that place rocking again. But, no shade to War Memorial. It's a good atmosphere. It's a fun game to do.
Well,
but
that's good. For the first time in years, y'all be at maximum occupancy, right? Maximum capacity.
I tell you what, man, it's I think 17,000 tickets is what they have, allotted for the game on Saturday, and in the dog days last season, man, might have just been over that amount. So wow. I think that Arkansas might be used to playing in that environment. Unfortunately, that's just the case.
Yeah, no doubt.
My thing is, if War Memorial Stadium is a dump like that, y'all got one of the richest persons that went to Arkansas. Y'all got Jerry Jones. Why he can't give y'all some money to build up War Memorial Stadium?
Well, he's about to leak his video. I know he ain't just say Jerry Jones.
He funneled a lot of money into the stadium in Fayetteville. You take a look at the facilities around the campus, and it's nice. I don't know if he's going to be doing anything for Little Rock and War Memorial anytime soon, but he does take care of Fayetteville. I'll say that.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Jerry Jones.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord, Jerry Jones. I just why? Not today. Not today. There
we go. All right. Thank y'all for joining us live. Appreciate it. For the people who watching this at a later time, tell us in the comment section what y'all think the prediction gonna be before Saturday game. And we, I already know we're going to get back to y'all comments as well. Appreciate you so much, Curtis, man. Hey, tell everybody who you are and where you from, man. And
yeah, so cover the beat for the Arkansas Razorbacks at hogsports.com. We're the 24/7 sports affiliate for Arkansas. Really appreciate you guys having me on, man. It was a blast. You guys are hilarious. I love it.
Man, we appreciate you coming on, man. It's great, man. Hey, you changed my my perception of Arkansas people, because I just thought I thought Arkansas people were just boring, but hey, you fun, man. It made me want to just drive over to Arkansas just to sit and watch the game. Which,
hey, come on, man, anytime.
Nah, let me tell you something. I ain't fit to tell that Scorchers like he just did.
that was I'm dead serious though, for real.
I'm pretty much just being in Arkansas. If you just know the right places, you probably can enjoy being down there. I ain't gonna throw y'all on the bus like that.
All I can do is cheer for Arkansas, man. Y'all been down so long that it's time. You know what I'm saying? Kind of. There's a lot of teams like that, but I think y'all got a lot better position. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe y'all get to play Vandy next year. I don't know.
Hey, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Hopefully things are headed in the right direction.
Now y'all gonna bust somebody. Y'all gonna surprise some game. There'll be a game y'all surprise.
They'll beat Mizzou. They'll beat Mizzou.
As a UGA fan, I would tell you your 2 years out of not winning a conference game will come to an end this year. And I'm a scout for it.
I like that. I like that. We like the confidence. Thank you.
No doubt.
All right. And, the Travis, man, appreciate you coming on, man.
And anytime.
All right. Hey, y'all, if y'all new to the channel, y'all already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. As always, come holla at your hometown sports podcast. And we'll be back sometime this week with our short clips. The Duns' favor, I'm going to predict the game this Sunday against the Chicago Bears. And then Rick, Flex, what you got in store for them?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll get some podcasts out about who I think potential matchups will be for the postseason. Last night it went from the Giants to tonight back about being the Reds. To me, I got a lot of news to drop on that, so mine will be the predictions of who we'll face in that first round.
All right, well, and then we'll be back Sunday with our regular Sunday show. So stay tuned to that as well.
Always.
Y'all have a great evening. We'll see y'all around Sunday. Be safe.
Tell them put the house on me. I got it. Tell them put the house on me. Tell them boys play times up. Tell them put the house on me. They can put the house on me. Tell them put the house on me. Tell them boys play times up. Tell them put the house on me. They can put the house on me. Tell them put the house on me. Tell them put the house on me. They can put the house on me. Tell them put the house on me. Tell them boys play times up.